He'll scramble. He's at the 35, but he's ankle tackled there at the 36. And he's hurt. Mahomes is hurt.
I kind of rolled it a little bit. It didn't feel good, but I was going to leave it all out there.
They're going to throw a quick pass to Tony. He's got it on the edge. Touchdown!
I told y'all at the beginning of the week, there's nothing that's going to keep me off that football field.
Don't underestimate how tough Patrick Mahomes is.
Everything we work for is for this moment. You have to enjoy this moment. You can't let the moment overtake you.
The Chiefs Kingdom will raise a banner above the National Football League again.
Good morning. Welcome into First Take on a Wednesday. Stephen A., do you miss us? Doggy and I. Do you see how handsome? Wait, let's just pause. Wait. Do we see how handsome Doggy looks?
There you go.
Do we Jean dressed you today? Look at the hair. Let's just smile for the camera.
Yes,
let people get a screenshot.
Yes,
You're ready to go. You know what you look like? Straight out of The Godfather. And I'm with it.
That's not it. He looks like he's running for office, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if he'll get any votes, but he does look like a politician right now. Molly, but let's not escape you. I do see the new hairdo.
How do we feel about the braid?
Molly. Not bad, Molly. Not
Shout
bad.
to Anita. She did her thing this morning.
I love the braids. I said it to her a half hour ago, did I not? Yes, I did.
You did. Thank you so much. Well, we miss you, Stephen A., but we're still going to have fun. And I also want to let everyone know JJ Redick's going to be here. We're going to get into some NBA. And the coach, Herm Edwards, Stephen A., in the Seaport for the first time with us here on First Take. So we need you to get back here soon. Let's get to it. You know who got back there to the Super Bowl and won it? That would be Patrick Mahomes. Rewrote the history books Sunday night, becoming the first player in NFL history to win multiple championships and multiple league MVPs within his first 6 seasons. Mahomes, now 2 Super Bowl wins and 3 appearances in 5 years as the Chiefs starter. And in each one of those seasons, he got his team to the AFC Championship game. Now, many on the show have said Patrick Mahomes is already a top 3 quarterback of all time. Starting with you, Mad Dog, is it too soon to declare him an all-time great? Now, I know you like the word immortal, but I'm just going with all-time great.
He's an all-time great. Now, I don't know if I'd put him top 3, Stevie, but he's an all-time great. If he didn't play another down, if he retired tomorrow, I would put him at 4. I'm going to put Brady Montana Unitas, Dan Orlovsky, look him up. I would put him at number 4. I don't think I would go higher than that at the moment, but I do think at the end of the day, he's an incredible player. Let's call it like we see it. He's played one bad half in all the big games that he's ever played in. He's played one bad half. That was the Cincinnati game last year. Other than that, he's been superb. Like to see him have to play a road playoff game. He's never played a road playoff game. Everything has been Arrowhead. Like to see him have to go play in Orchard Park somewhere on the road in an AFC Championship game. Like to see that. All the other greats did so. But listen, let's not be foolish. Let's not sit there and say, I got to see more. He has been just superb. Great performance the other night. I think we'd have a little bigger issue on Hurts today with Stephen A. and I. I think you can't even disagree. He's an all-time great. What number is debatable? Retire them all. I put him number 4 in the history books myself.
Well, I got him top 3. And I don't want to hear the name Johnny Unitas. By the way, how many championships does Johnny Unitas have, Mad Dog Russo? Could you educate? He has 3 championships. Okay, fine. No problem. I'll give him credit where credit is due. But let me say this to you, my brother. 5 years as a starter. Patrick Mahomes is 64-14. He has never failed to miss. He has never missed an AFC Championship game. He's gone to 3 Super Bowls. He's won 2 Super Bowl titles. And by the way, he was arguably the best player on the field in the Super Bowl that he lost. He was just running for his life because he had no offensive linemen to speak of. This is what this brother brings to the table. And when you look at it from that perspective, particularly in today's game, with the athletes, the speed, etc., I do lament the times that we're living in terms of how much the quarterback is protected compared to years past. I will say that. But that's the only argument I have against Patrick Mahomes. And we got to remember this, too. We're going to give it to Brady because obviously he's a 7-time champion and no quarterback in NFL history has accomplished more, nor have they played longer. But the flip side to it is that those first 2 or 3 Super Bowls that Brady has, people could easily attribute it to the greatness of the New England Patriots defense. And obviously, Coach Bill Belichick was spearheading that, even though he was the head coach. When you look at Patrick Mahomes, it's Patrick Mahomes or nothing if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just that simple. This guy has been the best player on the field. Every time he stepped out on the field in postseason competition, he's produced. We all know this. He had a shootout against Josh Allen. The one time he lost to Brady, he couldn't get back on the field in overtime because Brady didn't let them back on the field, so he never got an opportunity to touch the ball the year New England went to the Super Bowl instead of Kansas City. We look at all of these different things, and we see what Patrick Mahomes has brought to the table. Not only has he won, but he has been the leader of the pack, the best player in leading you to wins. That's why he's a two-time Super Bowl MVP. This dude is just something special. And I think when you look at his resume, I don't think that anybody would refute a list that would say Brady and Montana and Patrick Mahomes, even at this particular juncture, even at this early stage of his career, not even 30 years of age yet. The man would be a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. There's nothing to refute here. And that's why I'd have to say he's my top 3.
Yeah, I think we're really quibbling about one spot.
Yeah.
And, Unitas is sort of the founder, the father of the modern day quarterback. And Unitas, of course, won the 2 Super Bowls. He didn't play. He won 1 Super Bowl and 2 championships before that. I'd put him 3, but I understand. Stevie, I'm not going to fight him yet. I'll fight him later.
I asked the guys this after the Super Bowl from Arizona, our show Monday, and I want to get you on the record. What does Mahomes need to do in Doggy's world to surpass Tom Brady as the GOAT?
Doesn't need 7. Let's get the 5. How about that? Let's put that number at 5. Let's say, because he's so good and Brady had Belichick and Mahomes is sort of, as Steven said, he's more of the team than Brady was. Brady had a better supporting cast. I'll say 5. Let's say we get the Mahomes 5. You'll say 4, I'll say 5. So we're on the same page today, unfortunately. I'll say 5. He gets to 5, he's the best quarterback of all time. And you can make an argument right now that he's playing the best that we've ever seen.
Hold on.
And you're going, when we need it the most, he's not available. He knows it and I know it. The one thing you have to be in football, available.
I will say this.
Availability is very important. Not coachability, availability. Because a lot of guys don't want to get coached. That's fine. Just tell them out there, go play football. But you better be available. Especially at the quarterback position.
And Herman Edwards knows of which he speaks. He never missed a practice, much less a game, in high school, college, or 10 years in the NFL. So that's one of the sticking points in all of this. There's also just the general philosophical point that the NFL owners don't want to set a precedent of guaranteed contracts. It happened one time in Cleveland involving Deshaun Watson, and that has thrown the entire system, it feels like, out of whack. So how does this go from here, Nick? How does this play out for Lamar Jackson and Baltimore?
Well, you heard Harbaugh after the season say that he's our guy, he's our quarterback. So you would think that they would figure something out here to where they can come to an agreement for both sides that works itself out. But like Coach said, being available is a big deal, especially if you are the franchise quarterback. And Lamar, we understand the type of style that he has. He is a running quarterback. He has to have, from the hips down, the ability to run, to get out of certain situations, to use his arm. So having a PCL injury, I said this before, I don't like when your knees start to have some issues and you have an ankle and you start to get older, those things catch up to you. So if you sign a long-term deal with Lamar, you have to understand that you might not have the same player at the end of that contract that you had at the start.
And it's not just Baltimore that has to take that into account. If there's one phrase that I've heard used a lot, Jeff, over the last few weeks, it's, well, if the Ravens don't give him that deal, someone else will. Is that a guarantee?
That is not a guarantee, but it is the fascinating question that ultimately Lamar is asking himself at this point and believes in himself. I think of the first NFL contract, like that pipe in Shawshank Redemption that he escapes from. He's at the finish line right now. He's about to escape and see free agency through the end of it. And all of a sudden he's going to decide to go back to the Baltimore Ravens. See, I think that Lamar Jackson is a great teammate. He is one of the best teammates in the NFL, but he's also somebody who has supreme principle and belief in himself. And right now, he sees freedom at the end of that pipe. If they don't offer him that full guaranteed money, I see him as a guy who will look elsewhere to finish his playing career.
Well, it's a really interesting analogy to make. And so if you just think about it that way, Herman, people are linking him to Atlanta. We know that the Falcons desperately wanted Deshaun Watson. They are the reason that Cleveland had to go to such lengths to steal him away from there, go to places that no contract had ever gone before. So if Lamar Jackson does, look, he's going to get franchised. You played in this league a long time, right? You played in an entirely different time and era.
Absolutely.
And you coached in the league a long time. Football's been your whole life.
Yes.
If you were talking to the young man right now and they put a